the basement level of the art museum, we have the actual waiting area for train passengers. So we have people who are here for the occasion. We have food which has been donated by Burgers Bagels and Dunkin' Donuts and Price Chopper. Hopefully I'm not leaving someone out. The fellow with the red hat is the caretaker at the train station. So we have some people just arriving for the train or for the celebration, I don't know which. So we have the food, we have things for kids, we have a train simulator set up on the computer, and we have material literature that explains our political positions and information about trains. And then we have us, the gathering, and the sunshine, and we have, you can see the tracks actually under construction. We had a train that came through this morning, and I see the engineer who's they change crews here. The engineer will get on the train.
Today's National Train Day, and 140 years ago on May 10th was the last hammer for the Trans-Intercontinental Railroad. That's when it was hidden. Right now I'm serving food, making people sandwiches.
Great.
We have drinks, coffee.
Transportation happens because of the support of our political leaders. So our legislators, Molly Burke is here, I see, and the rest of the delegation, Valerie Stewart, for instance, look out for Brattleboro's interests. And
busy at the moment.
Sometimes people think it just happens automatically, but that's not the case. It happens because of leadership. So that's really important to keep in your mind.
I hope people will understand that it is much easier, safer, and cleaner for the air to take a train than constantly driving a car and using a lot of emissions. And at least if you're on a train, you don't have to worry about traffic. Just let the engineer handle the ball.
Right.
And we have excellent engineers. They know what they're doing.
I just think that rail it's just a shame. Apparently, I forget when, there used to be 6 trains a day from Brattleboro to New York. I mean, we used to have an amazing rail system, and it is such a wonderful way to travel. And if we had, as Chris said earlier, if we had 2 trains a day going through the state, I think it would be a huge economic boost for the state, and also cut down on our carbon emissions, congestion, pollution, etc. So as a member of the Transportation Committee, I have a strong interest in promoting rail. It's challenged because of the way funding is allocated from the federal government, but we keep trying. And I think there is a very strong commitment from the state for rail.
Great.
So,
what would you hope to see here in 5 years if we looked around?
Well, 5 years, I'd love to see 2 trains a day. I think that would be just a really amazing thing. We're also contending with and we want to, the people on the Western Corridor who actually don't have an interstate. Between the goal is to also get the train from Rutland. There's a train that goes from New York through Albany to Rutland, and to get that train all the way to Burlington, and they're trying to fix up the track little by little to do that. So it's a matter of where funding priorities are. But Chris assures me that because of the improvements in Palmer, that we could actually probably run 2 trains a day here for the same amount of money. So that's something I'd like to investigate.
We can, in fact, look forward to trains to Montreal. In my hearing, the Secretary of Transportation, Brian Searle, said 3 years. So hopefully that will happen. The border people have reached a framework for doing customs inspections in Montreal Station, which is important because you never know how long that's going to take, and you don't want a train that's going to be late. So that's big. And over the next few years, as arrangements get made, that's something we can look forward to. That will mean there's 2 destinations. We can go New York south, or we can go Montreal north. And it also means that there's 5 million Quebecers waiting to spend their money in Brattleboro who will now have a train.
Great. I see a drawing over here, and I'll get a shot of it later, but you'd like to have a train platform here, and I assume that's where things sort of at with that. Has it been designed? Is there a date? Or is there still funding issues? Where are things with that?
I understand that Amtrak is addressing the condition of its platforms nationwide in response to increased attention on handicapped accessibility. I'm expecting that we're going to be part of that.
Are you an engineer? Nice.